back to Charbhuja Marble Presents Let's Discuss Designs, where we'll be having a chat session with topmost interior designers and architects of our time. Today we have Mr. Navneet Baba with us, who is well known in this field since last 25 years. He actually knows how to utilize the space in its best possible way. It's our pleasure to have you with us, sir, today.
Thank you.
So I really want to ask you, sir, why you opted for this profession? You really wanted to be in this, or somewhere you landed here?
I'll be very frank with you. I have been into this field say for 25 years, but I'll admit it was not my first love.
Oh, okay.
So this is a small story behind it. I used to sketch about houses a lot when I was in school, but I never knew I am going to into this field. And when I was trying for engineering classes, so that time I never thought I will going into architecture. And by chance, when it happened, due to some ranking in the entrance, I couldn't go through for the engineering which I wanted. So that particular year, my parents actually insisted, why to waste a year, you take admission in some course which you are getting.
Okay.
So that time, whatever ranking I had, landed me into this architecture field. And first year was like just to pass just 1 year, which I wanted to reuse and then give the entrance again for the IITs or the other institutions.
Okay.
So when I started this first year, first month or so, or maybe 2-3 months was not very good. So I was never interested to continue. Then something maybe interesting started happening. I got interested in this field, and then I thought I can continue with the same field which by chance I have started.
Happened.
So this is something which is very frank. I never wanted to be an architect, never thought to be an architect, but it happened such a way. Destiny has its own course. So it happened and I continued. And even after I passed out, when I was already into profession, and then I joined Mr. S.K. Serene, who was one of the renowned architects at that time when I passed out in '96. So that time, even again, after 2 years of my job, I again had a thought, this is not the field for me.
Oh.
So I left the field. I thought of joining something else. I thought we can do MBA. That time MBA had a big impact. So
Right.
I thought I can do MBA. I went for it. Again, it was a change of action again. I went to Bombay for some entrance for that, and there I was more interested in modeling then.
Oh,
So I again changed my profession.
okay.
For 1 year I did modeling.
Oh,
Came back to Delhi. It was not again a very pleasure experience.
Right,
It is not a easy job. Again, it is a tough job. Very difficult to sustain yourself in that field also. So after all this turmoil, I thought this is best to go for architecture again. So again back to architecture, and then there is no looking back. I think 98 or 99, I started all over again. Then I thought this is the only thing which I want to do, and God also has been kind. I got some good opportunities, and now it is the same story for last 25 years doing the same job.
okay. So how is the feeling now? You like it?
Yes, definitely. Now it is the only love. I won't say first love, it is the only love.
That's
So I would like to continue till I can in this field only now.
That's so sweet, sir. So, my next question is, when it comes to flooring, you prefer to go with white, beige, or grey color marble?
See, there has to be a storyline for the house, and it depends what the client is actually asking for.
Right.
So I won't say there is any preferred marble or any preferred color which I would say is my color to be used in the house. I would rather read the client's mind. Let us see how he is behaving. His way of talking itself will tell me how the house has to come up, which will be good for him. Again, budget also has to play a role. So we need to understand the budget of the client. A client has a limited budget, then we can't go for white colors. If he wants to have an expensive marble in his house, then white is the option.
Exactly.
And then mostly, preferably, the overall house, the look of the house which we are presuming will actually guide us what type of marble we have to use. it is not money also always. Budget can be a constraint for somebody, or maybe somebody is ready to pay anything for marble, but his house might not be demanding that sort of budget to the marble. So it is how the whole scenario of the house or the whole picture of the house has been thought of. So that should be the decision making factor for the marble, not other than the budget or maybe my preference. If it would have been my own house, then it is white.
Okay.
I have used Michelangelo in my own house.
Okay.
But because I am making houses for people, I need to understand their philosophy, their thinking, and I am there to polish them. I am not there to change them. It is my way of working. I don't want to change them for my style. If I make a house which is my style, all houses which I make should be similar.
Kind of similar.
So it is not that. And it is not, I think, same for any architect, because you have to see the client you are dealing with. An educated professional client will be demanding something else. A businessman will be demanding something else. So when you are actually designing the house, or you have a picture of the house in your mind, then it is decided what type of color you should use. So that is the guiding force. So I don't believe in fixing anything, or I would say in my field there is a presumption. Some architects would like to make something which they are famous for. Time and again they will make. You can make out when you pass a house or a building, this is the architect who must have made this building. I would like to make something different every time. Okay. So I am making some colonial houses, some modern houses, some classical also. So there is no one particular type of house which I would like I should keep on making. I would like to improvise as per the client I am meeting.
So if I see your two designs, there will be no similarity.
It can be, but if there is say 2 or 3 modern houses you see which I have made, those can be similar. Mm-hmm. But like somebody who is making a modern house is only making modern type of houses. Right. In my case, I am not doing that. I am making modern, ultra modern. Same time I will be making colonial also. So that gives me options to play with different marbles also, because right. Every architecture has different sort of demand. So exactly. That is my philosophy. Maybe wrong or right, I don't know, but that is my philosophy.
No, sir, that's great. I think we should work according to client.
Yes.
So my next question is 5 most important things you take care while designing a home. Like, very important things.
Like I just said in your earlier question also, I think foremost thing, you have to study the client.
Okay.
You can't tell somebody to change, just because I am making your house, you change your habits. Mm-hmm. It is not going to happen. Even if I try to do that, it is not going to happen. So you have to see what type of family structure they have, what type of living standards they are using. He is here with me to polish his living standards, but I can't tell him to just change all over again. And he is like, when somebody is making a house, I suppose house is a project which might be coming at a mid-age of anybody's career. A person who is say 20, 25 might not be making house. Anybody who is making a new house would be in an age group of 45, 50 or even more.
Right.
So at that age, I can't expect that he would change totally overnight to make me comfortable because I am designing something or like that sort. So first question which you just asked me, first thing which I would say is to read the client, read his living style. That is the foremost for me. Then comes the other thing, then there is a budget involved. I have to ask the client, what is your budget? Need to work on that. Okay. I can't just tell him that I want you to spend that much of money at your house, on your house. So budget is second as per me. Then if you say third is again the space utilization. He has told me his all the requirements. I need to plan the things according to the space, according to his requirement, and I need to see if all the things are in place and also the spaces are not wasted. So third would be space utilization. Then fourth, if you say, is Vastu also these days, which is actually something which I had never believed in, but because being into profession, we need to adjust to something which is in demand.
Yes,
so I was never interested in making house as per Vastu, but because everybody who's coming today has a Vastu consultant also with him. So fourth important thing today would be Vastu, which has to be seen because clients demand for that.
Seen and followed.
Yes. And then again, say if you say the fifth important point would be the overall picture of the house which I would dream of, and I have to see that my and client's taste should be gelled well. If I listen to him totally, there might be some product which is totally out of my taste.
Yes, sir.
If I try to force him totally as per my choices, then he won't be happy once he lives in that house. So that gelling of both the
Party.
ideologies is, I think, another main point as per me, which should be taken care of.
So you are associated with Charbhuja Marbles since long. So what do you think Charbhuja Marbles offer which is unique to its customers?
See, first of all, everybody who is into this marble field, I feel because this is a natural thing. It is not totally in control of anybody who's selling a marble, whether it is Charbhuja or anybody who's selling a marble. So, first of all, I would say it is very tough job for them because they are selling something which is natural, and being a natural product, you have to convince the client to appreciate that natural product which is even not in your hands. So if they are trying to do that and they are actually doing that, that is something which is appreciable. Charbhuja, to be particular, has been good in that. We have been happy working with them because in their field, being honest to the client and actually sharing the whole truth behind the product they are selling, whether it is the origin of the stone, which country it has been imported from, or the right pricing. All those factors are in favor of Charbhuja because he has been, or Amit particularly, because I have been dealing with Amit only in Charbhuja. I know it is a big organization, there might be even more people, but because I have been personally more involved with Amit, so I appreciate his honesty towards his profession, his business, because normally people would misguide, and this is not something which is a layman's job. Nobody would know about the marble in detail before he is making a house, or even when he is making house, he has to depend on either architect or the stone vendor who he is taking stone from. So here it is a very important job where you have to be honest. That is something which I like about Amit. Then again, pricing wise, he is good at his pricing. There has to be some profitability definitely in all the business. So it is not that he should not earn, but I am happy that he actually deserves, he actually is able to convince the client that I am taking that part of profit which is reasonable enough as per his setup. There might be other small setups also, they can be cheaper also, but given his setup, I think he is reasonable enough. So all those points go in his favor. That is why he is progressing a lot.
Nice, sir.
And my best wishes to him again. He should be going another step and
Great, sir.
in the coming years.
So, sir, my next question is, when it comes to semi-precious, where we can utilize it in a home?
My personal choice is a little bit against all those flashy marbles. Like he can see my few projects, last things I have purchased. Semi-precious is something which I have not actually purchased a lot. I would only suggest my client to use the semi-precious stone, say for a small highlighting of a counter, a good center table piece, or maybe a small pedestal somewhere. So semi-precious for me is like icing on a cake. I would not like to use it much in my projects. Little bit of it just to give that last touch. So that is my idea of using semi-precious.
So, sir, you think that it's better to use more of white marbles than colorful things?
No, not that. Only for the semi-precious, like I was saying, and it depends the type of clientage I have. I make houses which are not very flashy. So when you are making something of that sort, you need to actually tend to use more of beiges, more of greys. Colors are definitely being used, but again, color, when I come to color also, I have my particular choices of color which Amit knows very well. I won't go for very loud colors.
Okay.
Something which is very sober, very subtle, that sort of color.
More of pastels.
More of pastels.
My next question is, which material we can use for elevation?
Normally, limestones are the stones which we recommend for the elevations, being softer in textures, and more of hard stones I won't like to use in elevations. Limestones are there now. There is a lot of applications for this new product which has been in market for last now 8 or 10 years. Laminum is one product which has been used, which is a porcelain product. It is not a marble. But if you talk about marble, I think limestones are the best stones which have been used for ages. If we talk about, say, architecture which is inspiring to us from Italy, from Europe, anywhere, even in Jaipur, in India, anywhere, limestones have been in used for elevations for long now. And even now, I would recommend, if somebody has to go for a facade which has to be done in marble or stone, I would rather say it has to be limestone.
Okay, sir.
My only choice. I have no second choice for that.
Okay. So, sir, let's move to onyx. What do you think where we can actually use onyx? It's bathroom, living room, or which area you prefer?
Same as I told you for the semi-precious stones. It has to be used in limitations. I don't actually go for something very loud, so I would say even if it is a onyx, again, onyx doesn't mean I have to take something very flashy, very colorful. Onyx can also be very sober. And personally speaking, I don't want to backlit onyx. Normally people would love to backlit onyx and they would pay the price for the onyx just to backlit it. And I would say never backlit it. It has its natural, flavor. When you see a marble, it is never backlit. If it is looking good like that, only use like that. Why it has to be backlit? It is not a necessity to backlit. Okay, people have their preferences, but I would love to use it without backlit, and even in that, more of pastel colors. And application again restricted to some good tops, dining table tops, center table tops, or a counter top. So limitations in use of onyx also.
Okay, sir.
Not like a big chunk of a building in onyx.
In a house, when it comes to flooring, you want one color flooring or
Definitely one color is the rule for me.
One color.
No second color to be used.
Okay.
I would tell client, if you want to buy a marble which is say 1,000 or maybe more than that, and he says this is not my budget, let's use a white marble for the common area and let's take bedrooms for another color to just bring that budget into his pocket. So I prefer to go for a 400 rupees marble rather than 1,000 rupees, but it should be one color. Why should we create competition or say comparison? It is a better word to use, comparison. Why to do a comparison within your own house? You are using a expensive marble and then you are using a marble which is cheaper than that, so you are creating a comparison in your own house. Why do you need that?
But sir, don't you think it will come in a budget which they have?
So, like I'll give you a small example. You go to buy a Mercedes. So if you don't have to buy a Mercedes or say for example BM or any big brand, so why are we buying the lowest model of that car just to take the tag of that car?
Yes,
we are not actually buying something very intelligently. It is a bad buy, I would say. A basic model of a big brand which doesn't have actually the leg space, it doesn't have anything. Why to buy that car? It is the same thing with marble. You are actually trying to shell more out of your pocket which you didn't want to. Even after shelling out that better amount, you are taking the B category of something. If you have a good budget, you take A category, then it is okay. So it is a intelligent thing to buy a product which you can actually afford to buy the best of it. You want to buy a marble which is 500 and you can actually spend 100 more. Go for the best of the lots of that marble now.
Right.
Why to shell that extra money and then buy a B quality of the marble which you could not afford?
Exactly.
So I think I buy like this for me and I guide my clients also like this.
I think that's a great thought, sir. That should be followed. So my next question is, when it comes to granite, where we can use it?
Granite again has a usage mostly, I think, in Indian houses. It has been for outdoors or more of terraces, balconies, being very hard in texture. It is actually a hard material, and that appearance also is that hard look. So for interiors, I don't find it very friendly. That softness, that the overall feel of the interior will not be that very cozy with that, which I feel. So outdoors mostly for granites, and even that I think has taken a little bit of back space now, because being a very economical product, every house, even where there is no architect involved, might have used granites. So preferably granites normally for service areas, balconies, tops, something like that. Some new granites are now being done now been mined in India, which I think in given due course of time might come up very good with some interior parts also. But as of now, I think granite has more of applications for parkings, for terraces, and like outdoors like this.
So you prefer to use in exterior areas?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I think that's it for the session.
Thank
It was
you so
our
much.
pleasure to have you on our show.
Me too.
I'm sure our viewers also enjoyed the session. Thank you for watching us. If there is any query, please put it out in the comment section. We will get back to you. Once again, thank you so much. Let's meet in the next episode. Bye.